Chronological Bible in a Year Reading Plan, day 58. Today we were in Numbers 8 through 10, and we saw a few things. We saw the Israelites setting out. We saw how it worked. We saw how the Levites are set apart and essentially their ordination ceremony, if you want to call it that. But what I found fascinating was a little bit buried in chapter 9 about the Passover. We learned about the Passover back in Exodus and Leviticus, remembering how God saved the Israelites after the 10th plague, the death of the firstborn. But what's fascinating is God gave them the command to celebrate this Passover, the 14th of the first month. But some unclean men come before Moses and they're like, we're unclean, we can't celebrate it. They don't lie, they don't try to hide the fact, they don't try to shift the rules. They simply say, we want to honor and remember God, but we also want to obey the commands of cleanliness. So what do we do? Moses chooses wisely not to give them an answer. He goes to God and he asks God for advice. And God says, those who are gone on work or travel, whoever's just not able to make it to at this point, the tabernacle, later to the temple, they can't celebrate for any reason. On the first month, the 14th day, they can celebrate it the second month. But they have to follow all the same ordinances, all the same rules and regulations. It's just the day that is different. And what stood out reading about this is God doesn't care when we celebrate him. He cares about why and how we remember and celebrate him. The Passover isn't, hey, you need to do this right now. It's, you need to do this. The now is a method to ensure it gets done. And that made me start to think, are there things that we as a church are like, nope, we need to do this the first Sunday every month, or we need to do this the third Sunday or the second Saturday, or what are those things where we start to worship the rules or the law more so than the rule giver? What are some of those things we forget the why behind and we start to only worship the what of it? I would love to know, what are some of your thoughts? What are some observations? Maybe we can have some dialogue down in the comments. What are those things that we started to worship the what rather than the who and forgetting the why? I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. But until then, God bless.